So it has been more than 2 years since top cop Charl Kinnear was gunned down outside his Bishop Lavis home. At the time, he was investigating highly sensitive gang activities and gun running. To this day, no answers, no convictions. A report into what happened has been classified because the police watchdog says it needs to protect potential witnesses. Now, it's something Kinnear's community of Bishop Lavis wants to address. Let's bring in the Community Policing Forum's Graham Lindhorst. Thank you so much for joining us. Kinnear, of course, was gunned down on the 18th of September 2020. That must have been a very difficult day for the Bishop Lavis community. At the time, the police minister promised swift answers. Just tell us about what happened then and what's it been like in the 2 years since then?
Good evenings and good evenings to your viewers, and thank you for having us as a CPF. Yes, I still remember that day, that Friday 3 p.m. when it happened. I was there within a few minutes on the scene. I was there the Saturday when the minister was there. I visited the family and we promised the family we will walk with them this road, we will stand by them. We were there when the minister promised that he would give swift answers and get swift action, whoever is involved in it. Up until now, nothing has happened. The poor family has been sent from pillar to post. They had to endure quite a lot of things. And one of the things now is that they went and go classify the document that has got the information in terms of what could have went wrong, in terms of what might have assisted in helping the lieutenant to be alive still today.
So yesterday you actually gathered outside Charl Kinnear's home to call for that report that's been classified to be released. Of course, the reason the report is being classified is that there's concern that it's got highly sensitive information, that it could implicate top cops, and that witnesses may be compromised in some way. We also know that Parliament's been very unhappy with that decision. I think it was the Police Portfolio Committee. There has been a hearing today. What is your understanding of why it's being classified? Do you think that the reasons given are fair reasons?
They don't give, have never given the reasons really, and that is what the family is asking for as well. Tell us what is the reason, because you've already shown us the document, you've already discussed the document with us as Ipid. Now, why did you go and classify? What we as a community feels is that there must be a cover-up somewhere that they all of a sudden went to go and classify the document. And that is the problem we have, because this family is looking for answers, and the least the government can do is to give them the answers that they need in terms of why did you not protect our father, my husband, when he needed protection? Why did you not heed the call for him to be protected? Because otherwise you would have still have been alive. So someone is responsible, and someone is covering up for whoever needs to be brought to book.
The weird thing about this document is it's actually been quite widely circulated. I mean, I've read it. I'm sure you've read it. And then it's being classified. But as long as there's action, I suppose, on what's in it. But to your knowledge, has there been any action?
Absolutely nothing that we know about. And that is the frustration, because it seems also that people are now resigning from the police service even before they are being brought to book. And that is the one issue. By the time that they're going to release it and declassify it and go after people, they might be long gone. And what we're saying is we need justice for the colonel. We need fairness for the colonel. And we need the truth to come out. We need to know what is the truth.
One of the questions that I don't think has ever been answered, maybe you have more information, and it's a question I've asked the police minister a number of times, and that is who ordered that his security detail be removed just days before he was assassinated. The police minister's told me on a number of occasions it's complicated, they're looking into it. Have you had any update on that question and its answer?
Nothing whatsoever, and it's so frustrating. It's a simple question. Who failed to put in place what needed to be put in place. Up till now, they're coming with the answers. Nobody can tell the family who did it. Everyone has just went quiet. It has taken 2 years and a month for them to come back and say what is happening, what has happened to the Kinnear.
So, community policing forums, we were just discussing them on the program yesterday. They're there really, and they were set up in the 90s to facilitate more trustworthy relationships between police and community. So, bearing that in mind, and what's happened in Bishop Lavis, where probably your top law enforcer, a man who really acted for good, is gunned down in broad daylight on a Friday afternoon. As the CPF, how do you work with the police now? Is there a level of distrust? Is there a level of fear? You say that you think there's been a cover-up.
Obviously, there's a huge level of distrust, because why can't you just give a simple answer to a family that needs an answer? Who failed my husband or our father? That's the simple. So now they're covering up and going around. I mean, there's quite a lot of other things happening in our area that is hammering and hampering the trust between us and the police, which I am not at liberty to speak about now. But the trust between the police and the community has not been restored, and we're still a very long way away from there.
What needs to change? I mean, speaking to you more generally as a community policing forum and someone who really does try to interact to make communities safer, what needs to change on the ground to clean up crime, to clean up these awful attacks that we see? I mean, obviously what happened to Lieutenant Colonel Charl Kinnear was a clear assassination. But all too often we see killings, often on a daily basis.
We need more visibility, but we need a police force that's uncorruptible, because our police service is really corruptible, and that is causing problems. You can't even trust anyone within SAPS anymore, because you don't know whether that person is in the pocket of these gangsters. So we need visibility, but we need people of integrity, people that has got the community at heart, people in positions of power that has a heart for the community to ensure that they do what they are getting paid for. They are getting paid to keep us safe, and that's all we're asking. Keep us safe so that we can know that we are safe wherever we go. At the moment, it doesn't happen. You get all sorts of crime happening, and police is never there to assist when the need is there to assist the communities.
So you had this gathering yesterday outside Charl Kinnear's home, calling for the declassification of the report, for swift action to bring the perpetrators and those who perhaps failed in their duty to book. Have you had any response from any official body at all?
Since yesterday, no, not a single response did we get. I don't know if the other religious leaders in the area, but they would have informed me if they had any response. There was no response whatsoever from anyone in terms of what is happening. I don't know what happened today within the Portfolio Committee for Safety and Security, because they sat today and they were going to discuss this issue as well. We as the community would have wanted to go there to support the Kinnear family, but we were informed that there's not enough space. They have a too small venue, and we might not be able to go in. Otherwise, we would have went there for us to hear what is happening and to see if we can get an opportunity to speak to the people that is in power, because there are people within government that knows what's happening, that can do something, that simply just fails to do what they need to do in terms of what this family is asking.
Yeah.